So, yo, it's been a banger at the movies here lately, okay? A couple weeks ago, you had Deadpool and Wolverine, and that thing's crossed a billion. I don't know if it's on its way to beating this year's record of Inside Out 2, but, hell, it's, shattered just about every one of the R-rated records and posting up well in the pantheon of other superhero box office returns. But in the wake of that, you had Borderlands, which we'll talk about a little bit more here, I think by the end of the day, the way everything shake out, but that's going to be beautiful. Talk about striking while the iron is ice cold. But now this weekend, oh boy, if you're heading down to the theaters and you don't want to check out the repurposed Aliens movie, which I remember that line, I know that character, it's almost as good as the two good Aliens films. Whatever cope you need to tell yourself, that film sounds like an absolute disaster, but it could be worse. You could just be getting a remake, and one that is done so intensely poorly, nobody's defending it, okay? There is no spin on this going, oh, actually, it wasn't so bad. Because, bro, there's films, right, that are seminal, that you have not even had to see. Like, I haven't seen the original Crow, but it has made quite a big impact on my life because, like I've stated before, I'm a big wrestling fan, or at least I used to be. Now modern day wrestling is super cringe and couldn't pay me to watch any of the slop that the Fed's putting out. And at this point in time, I know AEW's putting on their big all-in show, but I haven't paid for a pay-per-view in well over 2 years at this point in time because Tony Khan's too busy waging wars on the internet to actually book a coherent show. But, Sting kept the Crow gimmick going longer than anybody was talking about the movie. And, the legacy of Brandon Lee, him turning in, a fantastic performance, and that movie was legendary. So for them to run it back on its 30th anniversary, it was always a tenuous proposition. Are they going to pay homage to the film that was so important to the late 90s, or were they going to do it incredibly poorly? And, well, you can see when the first wave of reviews came in, it's making Borderlands look like a masterpiece. And I mean, why not? Like, the original is all centered around a man who was too angry to die, who had to come back to avenge his and his betrothed's murder. It's a simple enough story, and it was a relatable one for so many people, and purposefully and perfectly encapsulated the time. But as Bill Skarsgard right here, who already has been mocked at length for his look, I mean, why wouldn't you believe that he would come back from the dead, that he would have all the motivation in the world to save? I don't know. I thought, didn't we talk about Alien Romulus before? Is this not repurposed footage from that red carpet? Oh no, right. That's the girlfriend that you're supposed to believe is sexy enough to come back for with receding hair. I thought we were done talking about wrestlers too, because she's got that Kane hairline all of a sudden. Strange, but to be fair, okay, to be completely honest, okay, the reviews have come in and they have settled on 19%. Okay, it's done better, right? Like, it's tripled its debut score, unless of course you look at the top critics and realize that, yeah, 7% with only one fresh rating, but hey, it's that popcorn meter. Oh, we'll talk about that in the future, but nobody is defending this crap. You take a look at the reviews and brother, you got Big Dud. Quite boring. Oh, drags for the first 40 minutes and includes unlikable characters with hollow motives. Oh, really? Also hurt by weak acting. Oh, really? Because anybody with the surname Skarsgard normally brings it. Okay, so that's unfortunate to hear. With the lead channeling Anakin's delivery from the Star Wars prequels. Oh, jeez. I don't like death. It's rough and it's coarse and it gets everywhere. Talking to the birds. You betrayed me! You turned him against me? Facing off against the villain at the end. You turned him against me? You're with him? What starts as a compelling love story ends up choked out by a gory, gruesome tale of revenge. There are glimmers of brilliance here and there, but there's not always room for dark to mingle with the light. Well, that sounds like it's one of the more positive reviews, and here we actually have a couple of positive reviews from Flickering Myth. It's stuck between trad goth and the late 90s mall goth. Oh great, all of that was terrible at the time, let alone 30 years on. But it feels too bland. This is positive? At least Bill Skarsgard is committed to the bit, okay, making it a melodramatic and a brutal 2000s flashback. Okay, cool, so it has late 90s aesthetics, and it's a throwback to the 2000s, but in 2024, it's still ass. But okay, cool. What is Vulture? What is the New York Magazine, Intelligencer, The Cut, all of that collective? Okay, what's their opinion on this? They finally made the Crow for goth incompetence. Oh, so it's going to be cringe the entire way through because, yeah, that's actually a still. That's not just, production stills. It's not just key art. That, to be completely honest, man, like, for the aesthetic that they're going for, I'm not going to say it's better than Brandon Lee's version. Absolutely not. That's iconic. That fits the motif that they're going for, but the motif that they're going for is total cringe. So yeah, it's fine. This right here, yo, that's ass, bro. Like, I'm expecting that guy to go into a diatribe as to why he lets his girl do OnlyFans with other men and why he's happy to hold the camera for her. Like, what the hell are we doing? I can't say for sure that the doomed lovers in the new Crow were modeled after Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox. Oh, wow. But once it occurred to me, the comparison became impossible to shake. I mean, yeah, you put that in my mind, and I'm not going to be able to shake it either, because the only better way to sum up the film's sweaty approach to contemporize its story is the fact that the villain is trying to avoid being canceled. What? Its hero, Eric Draven, is played by Bill Skarsgard as the silhouette, the SoundCloud Scarecrow. Yo, this is great. Crowned with a Bushwick mullet and inked with, terrible tattoos, including a cursive lullaby over an eyebrow. The only one that would be better is, because we know, right, because he got brought back from the dead, if he would have damage tattoo on his forehead, so we know that he's really messed up, because that would be great. That screams poor decision making as much as they do emotional rebellion. Meanwhile, Shelley, FKA Twigs, out of all of the things you could call yourself, you decided to call yourself that, huh? Okay, is pitched as a princess with a dark streak, all elf locks, slip dresses, and sheer layers. A girl who was raised in wealth and trained as a pianist, but turned out to be partying thanks to toxic parroting. The Eric of James O'Barr in 1989 comic. Okay, yeah, it was modeled after Iggy Pop and Boss House. Yeah, Peter Murphy. An emo rap update feels right for the movie, adamantly branded as not a remake or a reboot, but a reimagining of the original source material. Crow isn't untouchable, but you know what? Hey, man, it probably should be. It spawned way too many sequels, not to mention a short-lived TV show. I don't remember that. But O'Barr's work and Alex Proyas's 1994 film adaptation were accompanied by real tragedies. Yes, of course, which is probably why they should have stayed away from that stuff. But yo, man, nobody's defending this stuff, and to be completely honest, I wouldn't be surprised if nobody even heard that this movie was coming out, okay? Because outside of just people posting the terrible Rotten Tomatoes score, the awful unanimous critic reception of this being total trash, I forgot it was coming out, okay? Like, I did a video on how the people that were affiliated with the original, the 1994 classic, want nothing to do with this crap. Anybody asked about this, it just goes, yeah, it's still coming out, huh? I see no promotion behind this. I see more promotion for that awful Borderlands film that I did for this, okay? So that should tell you something. But when I was doing some research, when I was digging deep as to, okay, what did they actually do? Because I see no ads. I didn't see any bumper videos on any of the social media platforms for this. Like, it was kind of sent out there to die. But their attempt to do more personal marketing, apparently, maybe the marketing budget wasn't totally up to snuff, okay? Maybe their anticipation of this making literal dozens of dollars this weekend was all culled in the fact that we could still turn a profit, even if it does make $1 million this weekend because we spent pennies on the marketing. Well, at least as much as it takes to buy an ASMR microphone. You won't believe your ears when you hear this, but this is what they're doing in order to promote their movie.
Hi, I'm FKA Twigs.
I'm Bill Skarsgard.
And today, we're going to do some ASMR.
No, we're not, because there's only so much cringe that I can possibly take on that. But yeah, I guess even that goofy-ass hairstyle, that wasn't for just the red or black carpet in this case. It was also for this, where, like I said, I won't show you anymore, but they're out there, you know, moving liquid in front of the microphone, talking weird and creepily, and then also playing with flubber, I guess, blackberry goo or something like that. Why gotta be black though? And then also rubbing feathers on microphones and plopping the goo on there. Okay, that's what we're doing. That's modern marketing. Like this video, okay, this copy of it getting 49,000 views. Shout out to this guy. probably going to do more than the number of tickets sold this weekend. I could just about guarantee it. And the fact that this has a unanimous 2,200 upvotes, and you know what? Hey, shout out to you, my friend. I will make sure that your laudable work does not go unrewarded. But its unanimity is actually good because it ends up mirroring the terrible Rotten Tomatoes score. 1%. Oh, it's up to 23%. See, guys? Hey, the more we cover it, the more gooder it does for the world. Cinema is back, baby. Cinema is back from the dead. And at this point in time, I should probably just return to the grave. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.